Okay. Let's see. Test. This is how I speak. This is about the volume that I'll be speaking. Test. Hello. How's it going? Hello. How are you? Hello. I am fine. Hello. Test. Test. Come on. There we go. Nice. All right. Oh man. Okay. Oh, I should have grabbed a snack before this, but whatever. What's on the docket today? What are we doing today? Let me just run this shit. I think last night the last thing I got working was I just made sure that the mailman was working again, delivers the matches. Alright, so source is going to the bar, and mailman is going to drop off the package. Boop. Great. And what's in the package? Matches. Cool. Where are they from? The Manupiri Lounge. Manupiri. Okay. So, I'm just gonna hang on to those. Grab my lighter, hang on to that. Oops. Hang on to that. And there should be a boy over here smoking. Oh, I remember what I wanted to fix. Yeah, so I could light his cigarette. Okay. Is it lit? Yep. But the problem is that now that his cigarette's lit, he's at that stage where like we've met or whatever. But if I grab this gun, and I spook him, then he gets reset because in his little behavior tree thing, pow, he gets scared. And then if we watch him for a second, I think his thing is still set to 30 seconds, but basically what'll happen is after he's done cowering there, you'll see he has his cigarette. Oh, he has 2 cigarettes on the floor. That's even worse. Something. So I think when he's done being scared though, he's gonna have another cigarette in his mouth. I think. Maybe. Yeah. So he's pretty much done being scared now, I think. He's probably just gonna stand up. I think. Oh, no, not even actually, because there wasn't an animator play anywhere. So right now he's just back to square one. I need to make it so he doesn't run through all those same routines. Let me actually average super games. Let me magnify my chat. Here we go. Hey man, I was delighted to find out the new Playmaker tutorials had the same funny vibe to it like your normal videos. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to actually get in some jokes that I was like, that made me laugh, you know? And that's a problem. There's a lot of clients out there that you'll find that kind of say that, they want you to do you or whatever, and then they don't really want you to do you, and they want to put all these chains and restrictions on you. But not the Playmaker team. They're very supportive of all the ridiculous jokes that I wanted to make. I still can't make like crazy, outrageous jokes. I don't really make crazy, offensive jokes on this channel anyway, but I still curse on my personal stuff, and I can't be cursing on there because it has to be classroom friendly. But otherwise, they've been super supportive. So we're gonna go into this NPC, and over at the DC signals, we got this thing that says if the signal was picked before, then it needs to go over here. So it's awaiting response. So basically we need to have a set bool value. And the value we want to set, let's put it at the top, is signal picked, and we want it to be true. Well, actually, is that where we want to put it? So it picks a signal, and then it goes here, and I don't think it's signal picked that we want it to do. I think what we want it to do is I think right there is actually where we want. Pick random, continue last signal. Yeah, we still do that. So we actually put the signal picked, this thing, this set bool value. It goes over here at the start of this. And this bool test shouldn't be for signal picked, it should be for, what is the phrase I used? Awaiting response. So we'll have a new one called awaiting response. And if that's true, it'll go over here, and if it's false, then it'll go through the routine. So when we get to awaiting response, then we'd put another set bool value, and that will be awaiting response true. That way, you don't get too many cigarettes. You don't run through the same thing. I do find it weird though that it still gave, he had like 2 cigarettes at the beginning too. That was kind of strange. So I guess we'll just run it, see what happens. And I'll actually just look inside the FSM if that happens again. Should not have 2 cigarettes. 1 at a time. Moderation, my man. Bring this with me just in case, both of these. Okay, also, has a cigarette in his mouth right now. Why does he have a cigarette in his mouth right now? He's not even at the place. He's supposed to put the cigarette in his mouth once he gets to the place. So he read that as he's already there. Go to Tiki Bar. Remaining distance. Tiki Bar destination. Where is that thing though? Variables. Destination. Tiki Bar destination. Where is it? Isn't it like in there? Oh, I mean, sorry, the other way. Yeah, why is it? Where he's going is right here. But for some reason, he thinks he's already there. Why is that? Go to Tiki Bar. Set agent destination. Okay, is Tiki Bar destination, right? Make him go. Get the remaining distance between owner and the destination. Oh, you know what? This is default as 0. This just needs to go into a separate state. Right, because when it enters this state, when it goes into here, it still has to get the destination and set the destination and make a move and all that, and then even after that, get the remaining distance, right? But from the top, this get agent remaining distance, it sets every frame, which is right, but that means it's also running at the top pretty much. So it starts with a 0. So this float compare automatically goes like, oh yeah, he's already there. All right, cool, problem solved. So we need to put that float compare after. We'll make an, I usually do that too. I usually make an unroute state. I thought I can get away with it. I don't know why. Noise animation, how to make floor spawn. Ooh. What do you mean floor spawn? Floor spawn? You mean just a normal spawn? How do you spawn something on a floor? Okay, so tiki bar. So what do I want this to be? Go to tiki bar. I think I'm just gonna just scooch these out, and then make the next state make this one en route, and we'll take these two, put it in there. Boom. Boom. Okay. And this doesn't get a next anymore. This just gets a finished transition. So when those are done, it goes here. Set destination as game object. Great. And it sets that en route. And then when it's next, there we go. Cool. I think that should solve the problem. All right, so this is arrived and put the cigarette in his mouth. Cool, cool, cool. Let's run it, Deej. For endless runner game, how to make floors spawn. Oh, so you're just like spawning floors. I gotcha. So for a floor spawn, you'd want to, I'm just literally thinking now how to, I mean, do you know how to instantiate, period? Do you know how to instantiate an object? Because if you know how to instantiate an object, you would just kind of just do that, but with floors. Player warp 0. Noise animation. Do you know how to instantiate objects? If you're still there. Let's see how this guy fared. Okay, that's good. He doesn't have the cigarette in his mouth until he gets here. Oh shit, but now he just doesn't even have the fucking cigarette in his mouth. Wait, what? Hang on. What is your problem, my man? Where are you? Ooh. I had a bad feeling about this. Float compare. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because this isn't like, oh man. I think I have a way to solve this. Baba booey. So this go to tiki bar. You have like, what is it, like agent destination, path pending done event. Trigger event when path is computed, right? Path pending flag. So does that mean I could just get a path pending? And that should be a bool, right? Store a flag of the agent if a path is being computed but not yet ready. The game object must have a... So I'm not really too familiar with which... Oh, that's right. This is not a native action. Get path pending. I think... Let's see. I'm going to put it in here, and then we'll do a bool test. Delete for both of these. Or not for, ooh, shit. Well, I have a way that I can basically just... I have a semi-easier version. So you do like a get position, and then you do a set destination. So instead of a destination as game object, you get the position of the destination object, right? So find game object destination, right? And the vector we want to store is, we'll call it destination underscore v3. Delete that, and then we'll use set agent destination. So now it's just using the v3, and then this path pending done event is what we'll use. So delete transition there, and we'll put this over there just to be safe. All right, let's see how that works out. Okay. Oops. What happened over here? If you make a video this about your channel, will be 1,000 subscribe. I hope that, of course, because very views endless runner game making videos, but that's no enough about Playmaker and Unity. Whatever, you should create endless runner game with Playmaker. I think I got the gist of that. I think Noise Animation is campaigning for me to make a endless runner tutorial. Maybe I'll do that. It's very unlikely. It's like very, very unlikely, but maybe. Who knows? Okay. So this guy should have a cigarette in his mouth. Great. Has a cigarette in his mouth. We'll light it for him. Okay, it's going down. And then we'll spook him. Okay, so it drops. It's only the one. I'm gonna scare him. He gets scared. Oh, I think that's just from... I think that's just my own shit. Okay, he's running over here. You know, there's gonna be some tweaking that I need when actually the tiki bar is all set up, because I need to change his animation to like sitting down. He's gonna have a seat. So this guy might be on a perpetual run right now. McBolt says, I liked the new Playmaker tutorials. Would it be possible for a 2D one? You know, we do talk about what sort of needs to get prioritized as far as like game types, because even, you know, we don't even have like a third person controller just yet. It's a very similar setup, right? But like we still don't have a third person controller tutorial. And yeah, so that's another one, is that like talking about having 2D setup. The thing is, I have never made a 2D game with Unity, let alone Playmaker. That's just a little fact for you. That's a little factoid. I'm sure I can figure it out. Like, I'm almost certain there's like very little difference. But hang on, let me just check this out really quick before I forget. Okay, good. He still goes to his meeting, so he gets scared and then he goes back here. I think, right? Let's see. His I want to say source signal routines. Right, so he got scared that one time. Cool, cool, cool. He came back here. Great. But yeah, so 2D one, it's, you know, it's on the roster. There's definitely, you know, the plan is really to make all of the fundamental tutorials for pretty much everything that people are going to want to do, right? Like, that's the plan, is like to have all the sort of baseline learning materials, and 2D games are on there. Rusty Chicken says, afternoon there, Steven. 2D controller is easier to script in C# than Playmaker. Really? Is that so? That's funny. That's really funny. Again, I wouldn't know. I've never tried it. So yeah, I want to talk. I'm definitely gonna want to talk to Alex about that stuff, because I'm sure he could drop some knowledge on me in like design stuff too, like theory things that like I'm probably not considering, because my mind is never really in that space. I'm hardly ever considering 2D games. My brain is very like 3D ideas type of thing. Playmaker looks easier than C#. Yeah, like 30 lines of code versus 30 minutes of SM. Really? Is it really? That's crazy. I don't buy it. There's no way. That sounds crazy. Okay, so that's set up. That works. It seems pretty sturdy. What should I do now? What should I do? I don't want to dive into multiplayer today. I'm gonna go look at my Trello board. We got source set up. We got I guess we could just do the second part of the source thing. So it's like I kind of want to do something like fun today. Not like this isn't fun. It's fun, but like, or I guess a better way to say it is like I want to do something to change it up a little bit. I've been working on this source signal routine for the last couple days. Right, so we got this down, and then you begin a meeting. So what does that mean? If you begin a meeting, that generally means that you're already kind of like sitting down, you're next to them, and they're going to start giving you the whole spiel. Is this too far? Can I do this? Should I do this? I just want to stand is all. Is this okay? Yeah, so if they're talking to you and they're coming up with some way, like they have to randomly choose what type of compensation they want. You know, they're going to give you information, and so they want to be compensated either with money or with, you know, I guess that's the thing is, let me grab my, so let's see. Could make the money, could make the currency system. Basic movement is pretty easy, but making wall slides, combat, etc., is a time sink. Really? That sounds crazy. Are you releasing an update video each week on the game? I'm not releasing an update video each week on the game. I'm trying to stream every week, every weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sundays, kind of nothing is set in stone, but that's generally the 3-day window that I'll be streaming in. Like I streamed yesterday. And then DevLogs, like the actual produced ones where it's all edited and stuff, and I kind of do like a summarization and like that little roundup thing. That is closer to monthly. I try to make it every 25-ish days. I like to do it every less than a month, but at latest like about a month or so. Okay, so source payment missions. So money, using the money you have made organically, take paid missions from other countries. intel and other agencies, photograph agent from other agency, meeting with their sources and give them the photos. Here's a photo of an agent. You could do an assassination thing. That's just like flat out hitman style shit. But I want to try to lean into not that, you know. Record a conversation between this agent. That means I would have to figure out how to do the whole eavesdropping thing. That's a whole fucking thing. Steal unmarked packages. A courier will be delivering a package from place to place at time on date. Intercept that package and deliver it to me. That could be an interesting one. There's a package hidden somewhere at a place. Steal it and deliver it to me. That one I think is the one I'm most interested in. Is the one where it's like, if a source tells you, hey, there's a place where there's a thing, go to that place, get the thing, and bring it back to me. So essentially, it's always like a stealing mission, and that means infiltrating. Oh! What if we do the disguises thing today? I think maybe doing disguises could be fun. That sounds like a pretty decent idea. Right? Does that sound cool? This right here. That sounds fun. Let's try doing... Oh shit, how do I want to do disguises? How much will you probably release the game for on Steam? You know, I don't know yet. My frame of reference is Cuphead. I know the Moldenhauer brothers, if is that their name? The brothers that made Cuphead. I know that they had this interview where they're like, 1999 sounds like a good idea to us. That sounds like a nice round number. And the thing is, they poured so much time and energy and resources into the game, and they're selling it for $20. And I'm just one person. I am pouring a ton of time and energy and resources into it. But I think really like $20 would probably be my cap if this game was super rock solid and fucking astounding, like in my eyes. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that super amazing point. You know, that's obviously I aspire to that, but like, I have a strong feeling that I will be proud of what I make, but it's my first ever endeavor. So it's gonna be less than $20. It has to be. It's probably gonna be closer to like 10, 15-ish. You know, because also the multiplayer thing, I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. It's like, I just know it's gonna be in that range. I'm not gonna charge $60 for my fucking game, you know? Yes, disguises. Love the throw on the glasses Clark Kent thing. Yeah. Oh, okay, I am getting excited about this disguises thing. Bastion Top has some good 2D Playmaker tutorials. His controller is nice, but involved. Okay, it's good to know. Check that out. Nice to know. It's hard since great games like Hollow Knights are just $15. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, but you know, it's kind of. I can't speak up for Hollow Knight, but it is kind of crazy that Cuphead is $20. You know, it is kind of crazy. Like the amount of hand-drawn fucking work that went into that game. The amount, like, they have the full orchestration and all this crazy shit. This fool selling his house to make it and everything, and then $20? Like, bro, you made both of them, the whole team, the wife and the friends and all those people, like, that is a fucking amazing game. I haven't even beat it. Check it out, hold on. Really quick. I got this thing. This thing is so fucking dope. I don't know. Let me see. Where's my, Here, let me, let's see. Just webcam. There we go. Yeah, I got this thing. It's shiny. The Art of Cuphead. It's so good. And it comes with, like, kind of a little pseudo, frame in it. Like, I swear to God, I'm gonna make this quick, and then I'll get back to the actual game dev stuff. This isn't really like an animation cell, you know? But it's kind of, it's a cutesy little cell if I'm gonna be dropping like $50 for a book, which I totally did. But this isn't why I got it. That's a cool thing. I think it's honestly just plastic, but But this shit is so dope. Just this book. This is pretty much, you can get the cheaper version of this if you're not trying to get the fancy box and everything. I just wanted to support them, honestly. I know a lot of this cash just goes to Dark Horse, but like, you know, like, just look at that shit. Are you kidding me, man? And then your game is $20? Like, you know, I can't, there's no competing with that. So of course my game is not gonna be more than $20. All right, time to get to the disguises stuff. All right. If you sell copies, of course you can afford $15 as price. Yeah, exactly. They sold so many fucking copies, but I mean, that price doesn't line up with the effort, you know, the effort and energy and resources that went into making it. There we go. Challenging to know what's the best price for your first commercial game. It is. Cuphead is good. Highly recommended. It's frustrating as fuck. It's a game that, you know, unless you want to play it all the way through really quickly and sort of back to back, you know, to sink all of your focus into it, it's probably going to take you a minute. It's taking me a minute at least. All right, so let's figure out how disguises work. So I guess what we'll need, we're gonna need intrusion zones, right? So we're gonna make it, what should we make an intrusion zone? I guess, what are some good examples of places that you do not belong and you should not be going into? I guess you can go like behind the desk, right? Disguises. Funny thing is, probably took them 5 minutes to make that art. Wait, what? What art? The Cuphead art? Oh my god. I can't tell if Rusty Chicken's doing a bit. They did a live thing. They did a presentation that was pretty cool, where the artists sat down and they live drew things out. Security areas. Oh, what? Okay. So here's the thing: is this is supposed to be the agency right here, but this is just a big old block. There's nothing in it. But maybe I could do something like that. I guess honestly, for testing purposes, it doesn't really need to be anywhere in particular, but I do want just something set up. Let me think, or let's take a look at environment. You know what we'll do? We'll do it in Paris. Because over there are already homes built out. Let's see, level, destination points, cafe, park. This is DC, Paris. And we'll go to, the Paris one is so hodgepodge right now. Like the hierarchy of how all that shit is organized is a mess, because this is one of the first places that I made, and I was just testing everything. So it's a total mess. Even when I'm over here, the frame rate drops. The frame rate drops just when I'm like in this area. Rusty Chicken hand-drawn animation takes way too long to make. I think Rusty Chicken was doing a bit. I have a feeling there's no way Rusty Chicken was serious when he said that. Okay, so we have 2 apartments, so I think what we could do is we'll go over here. And I think this is already kind of set up to be what is called like an intrusion zone over here. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go to Paris. Level. Miscellaneous? What is this? Oh, it's just a bunch of... I wish this wasn't such a sloppily built place, right? Oh, one Parisian apartment. I think that's this place. Nice. Okay, great. And then it has an intrusion zone. Beautiful. That's all I needed to see. Okay. So, this intrusion zone is actually a really specific mesh shape. I think it all lines up. Yeah, I think it pretty much lines up. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Looks good, looks good, looks good. It doesn't quite go over here, but that could be fixed. I don't have to do that right now. This is just good for testing purposes. And then does the wall extend right here? Yeah. Okay, so we'll put an NPC in here, right? We'll give an NPC a little routine, like a really simple one that just makes them go back and forth between certain places and then stand there and do nothing. And then... okay, I'm already thinking of problems. Gotta stop. Okay, so we'll make the NPC walk around, and then we'll put an object in here, right? So we could put the object like in one of these drawers, and then that's it, right? So we'll make it so you have to steal that, just kind of as a test thing, because that's what I'm gonna want to do with the source routine after. And we'll do this two ways. We'll make one way where you go in without any disguise and they catch you. And then another way will be, I guess just, I kind of want to come up with the theatrics of it too. I know we don't need to for the test, but we'll I guess you could dress as like a handyman or something. You can come knock at the door and then like they let you in. See, oh, I'm definitely aware of that, but I'm an artist first and a coder last, so art is way easier for me than coding my game, which is why I love Playmaker. Yeah, no, I mean, it is. I think it is easier for me to make my art too. It's just there's things just don't break along the way. You know, once you make a thing in art, you're good. True, definitely picking up your game, loving the Hitman series. Oh, thanks. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, the Hitman series, I really wish I would have played it sooner so I could pick apart what works and what doesn't work in the series. They do so many things that like I thought games had never done yet. And then I was like, oh shit, that's what I want to do in my game. There's like 1,000 FSM gizmos in your scene, Lamel. I know your pain. Yeah. Well, okay, so I think, what are these gizmos? I think these gizmos are... I think these are lights. Or no, those are doors. This is a door. That's a door. That's a light. Yeah, some of these are drawers. I don't know what this is. What's... oops. Oh yeah, the drawer has 3 of them on it. Okay, anyways. Close this. Close this. Close that. Okay. So yeah, I think maybe disguising yourself as the handyman, right? You come in as the handyman. By the way, oh, Dinah says hello. How's it going? What's up, Dinah? By the way, are you already that far into development to think about pricing? Yeah. I mean, like, I think you should be thinking about it from the beginning, right? To be constantly feeling out what you feel comfortable with. But at the same time, sorry, I'm like juggling things. But at the same time, it's not my focus right now, right? I'm not constantly thinking about how I'm going to price my game. I'm 99% of the time not thinking about it. Is there a way to not show FSM gizmos? Yeah, you go over here to this gizmos thing, and then you go down here to Playmaker FSM, and you unclick it, and all the FSM gizmos go away. Donna finally gets to see a stream. We'll just turn off the gizmos. Yeah, hopefully you caught that McBolt the way I just did it right now. All right, let's fucking do it. Enough talk of that shit. Let's figure out how we're gonna do it. So it's an NPC thing, right? NPCs. And what is it? What are we? It's their field of view thing. So I have this whole separate collider for their field of view, and all this does is it says whether or not they can see me, and it reports back to the NPC Vision FSM, and NPC status, it tells who the player of interest is. Okay. So that means in the NPC, let's go to Vision. And oh, I think I have it right here. Okay, I do have some of this already set up, right? The intruding stuff. It's crazy, you just forget the stuff that you worked on. So NPC Vision. Get child, last seen, player not in view, can see player, reason for concern. Okay. Player is hostile, is alerted, player is intruding. If it's true, I feel like for unconcerned, it doesn't even need to do anything. None. Doesn't do anything. Okay. So if the player is intruding, this is kicked out, so player chase out. So I'm not using this system anymore of NPC status. Player chase out, lost sight of player. Okay. So, yeah, lol, I'm a little busy. And all good, bro. I know your time zone is off from Stevens. I don't watch the streams much living in the UK. Yeah, the time zones thing is tough to manage. I think this is pretty much like, this is like pretty set up. I forgot that already so much of this was set up. So NPC status, let's take a look at that. I don't know if I want it doing that necessarily. Oh man, I think you guys are gonna witness me rearrange my AI yet again. It's fucking difficult figuring this out. So like, okay, if we have what should we do? We should make a civ B routine. Okay, right? This is the kind of this is the type of NPC we're gonna be putting in the scene. Is a civilian. Civilian B. This is like the B type. These are like the basic ones. They don't do anything. They just walk around and shit. So if I put this civilian in the scene, they're just gonna walk from random location to random location. And let's see, set destination, set maximum agent speed, okay. Has the nation. All right, places. see. Join his Discord. Always happy to help with anything. Yeah, McBolt, definitely hop in the Discord. I think in the info for this one, right? Can somebody tell me if the info in this one? I'm about to get feedback all crazy. Yeah, the Discord link is in there. I think that's only active for 24 hours though. I think I need to figure out a way to make a more perma one or something. I don't know how to make one that's like permanent, because I remember the thing telling me that it was only gonna be active for 24 hours. Okay. Make it a permalink. Yeah, I know. How do I do that? Let's see. You can set it on Discord to make the link permalink. Okay, so I'm going to like server settings, I imagine, right? Or do I go to invite people and then edit the invite link? Oh, expire after, never. Great. Generate new link. Copy. Okay, I'll put that in there right now. Let's see. I'll put it in this one too. And then I'll put it in the one from yesterday. Save. And yesterday's. Yeah, because I was like, shit, am I really seriously gonna have to be putting a new link every day? I was like, there's no way that's true. Okay, did it. It's done. Great. Permalinks in there. All right. McBolt, join the Discord server now. Cool. Great. All right. I feel a little intimidated right now by my own structure, because this behavior tree setup where it's like it goes and does a thing, or it's scared, or it's trying to chase me out. I guess I can kind of. I could do this. Okay. Steven learned something. Yeah, always learning. All right, I know how I'm gonna do this now, or I have an idea, and I'll just fail along the way. Here we go. So checks if it's scared, and if that's true, it goes there, right? If it's false, then it goes down to there. But first, what it should do is check if someone's intruding. Check for intruder. And this will also be a bool statement. Bool test. Someone is, let's see. Someone is intruding. What's the right? How should I use using FSM for behavior trees? Yeah. I realized that there is some kind of weird ways that you could be building behavior trees with FSMs, but it still has been a little challenging, to say the least. So the bool variable I'm going to test for is has someone intruding. Oops, that almost didn't have an E. Someone intruding. Okay, and if it's true, it's true, and if it's false, false. I'm so confused to see your FSM. You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm right there with you. So I have this global event at the top, check again. So whenever a new condition is changed, whether or not the NPC is scared or the NPC has gone and just like done something new, it tells this routine to go back to the top and check all those conditions again and make new decisions based off those conditions. So it'll go from top to bottom constantly. It'll go through all these things. Example, it starts at the top, and if everything's fine, it goes over here, picks a random location, sets the destination, goes there, and it does an activity, right? So by default, if everything is hunky-dory, the civilian will just go do an activity at some random place. But if the NPC sees a gun go off or sees something that is considered a hostile event, that's handled by some other FSM. And that other FSM, if that statement gets flipped to true, that it sees a hostile event, then it tells this FSM, hey, go back to the top at this check again global event and run through this one more time. And what it'll do is it'll run through the top, except it'll stop here this time, and it'll go to this check if scared one. So now that will be true instead of false, so it won't just keep flowing through here. Instead, it stops here and goes over to the scared part, and then it runs through this scared behavior thing. And then that just works the same way for everything. You know, on the other NPC types, they have kind of their own specific ones, but yeah. So I'm adding in one that checks for intruders now, because before I had a thing where like, yeah, they chased you if they caught you intruding, and it was a very similar setup, but I'm pretty much just like, I'm doing a very slight modification and putting it in these new things. I'm making FSMs. In the past, I guess a really good way to describe this is, in the past I had this thing, NPC status, which is just all these different types of behaviors: idle, random wander, en route, aware and looking, inspecting wander, chase, searching, caught target, fight, capture, interrogate, run away, working, you know, all these fucking things, right? And all of these have templates in them. And so they run the template. And this combination of sort of, you know, all these different types of behaviors is great when I'm trying to make like a universal like NPC template. But what I realize is that like I do need to kind of start buckling down and figuring out what the very specific things are for NPCs. So now I've started making more specific ones, like the mailman routine. So this is the one for the mailman. The mailman has his own thing. When he gets scared, he doesn't have a random wander version of scared. His version of scared is he just goes to the closest despawn point and he just gets out of the city. And then of course he has his deliver mail routine, which is all right here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing with this civilian right now. I'm just making a hyper specific one to civilians. It's more a behavior tree than an FSM. He likes doing it the hard way. Yeah, it is. I'm very much trying to build a behavior tree. I am building a behavior tree. It does function that way. You know, even with the ticks, it starts at the top and runs through. You know, it's constantly asking itself, has anything changed? Has anything changed? And I do enjoy doing things the hard way because I just hate myself. Has color coding your FSMs made it easier to refer to it to find issues or find issues? Yeah, no, it does help. I really enjoy color coding things. It really helps me, like, I guess, like, jump around easier, because having to, like, read things is fine. I can read, I swear. But being able to jump to, like, oh, red is like stop or negative, like, okay, I could just, my eyes shoot to it and I know it's over there. Okay, so check for intruder. If there's no intruder, it just keeps going. If there is an intruder, you know what? Oh, you know what would be good? Having global events after. So, like, Let's see. So I could have it just go to scared like that. Or I can have it go to a thing where it has a send event. So go to scared. Or I should say like send scared. Just to kind of clean things up. And then we'll do a send event, new event, or custom events. Is scared already in there? Yeah. And then for this, global transition, scared. See, so that'll go to there. Now it's nice and clean. I'm gonna change this crazy ass. Cool. It's so funny. I always skip that one song and then this one's always next. I'm like, yeah. He's writing, I'm so confused. I don't know what you're talking about and what you're doing. Well, he's writing an FSM that determines node behaviors according to stimuli. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Some, like, is the NPC scared? Okay, take him to the scared thing. You know, you could still break it down in very simplified states, you know, and if you still look at things in terms of like a state machine. I'm gonna, like, quick side note thing. I have been talking with the team about doing an AI tutorial that's a little bit more in depth than like anything I've even done on my channel, and that's because like I think that's one of the most like requested and kind of like necessary things for building a game. And I think I really want to talk to Alex about behavior tree stuff and everything. I mean, that dude worked on Thief, the original Thief. I think the original one. I'm pretty sure the original one. Which is like, you know, it was groundbreaking for AI stuff. Definitely want to like pick his brain on how to do that kind of thing. Okay, so send scared, check for intruder. So if there is an intruder, send has intruder. And so what we'll do now is this is making me think I should probably use a combination of that old system I had. I'm gonna do it all in FSM right now, and then later on, if I find enough overlap, I'll probably consolidate every single behavior into one big behavior tree, because that would be really cool. Yeah, Playmaker needs an AI tutorial set. So many different ways to achieve the same results. Seriously. For reals. Okay, so what are we gonna do for has intruder? What have I done in the past? Let's check out NPC status. Wander City, caught target, capture. Inspecting, interrogate, fight, capture. I don't know which one I would want to do. Chase him out. Like, what happens when you have an intruder? Do you just get scared, or do you chase him out? Or do you randomly choose between the two? I think you confront them, right? I think you at least have to be like, get the fuck out of here. So that's kind of a whole tree in itself, right? Civ B routine. Has intruder. All right, we'll just start one right here. Let's see. We'll call this has intruder. And we'll put a send event on there. Custom events. Is there anyone like Interrogate, intruding benzene. What about like, I think I just need to create a new one. As intruder. And then right here. Okay. Why not break up the big FSM into several smaller FSMs that talk to each other? Less spaghetti code. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is like I think what I want to do right now is like I'm gonna build things out, make a little bit of spaghetti. You know, just make one single portion size of spaghetti, and then down the line when I have kind of all my different NPCs set up, I'll go in and just pretty much do like recreate a version of that NPC status thing where I have them go to each of their behaviors. You know, this thing, the NPC status. I mean, I guess I could still talk to this thing, right? What if I just do a total overhaul right now? If I revamp the shit out of this right now, can I just overhaul this right now? Fuck, am I about to overhaul this shit? Am I about to go in fucking overdrive? I'm kind of tempted. What is the chat? Can you do polls in YouTube chats? Is that a thing? Can I get what the chat thinks? Should I overhaul my AI system so it's cleaner and easier down the road, but but is a nice fat chunk of work right now? Oh, in Discord I can. Huh. Because I think right now we only have like 5 people. Should I be making, also, do you guys think I should have a, is it redundant to have, if you're selling this game, then yes, overhaul, make it easier down the road. Yeah. All right, that's vote 1. 4 other people. It says there's 5 folks in this chat right now. God, I think, because what would I have to do? I would have to, right now this NPC status isn't even being used anymore. Everything just works independently. So I think what I would do would be like, I can also just start from the top. No, because this is holding too many variables I need. Overhaul is good for long projects, but what if it's going to get overhauled again in a month and again and again? Well, that's true, and I do keep an eye out for that shit. But you know, like, I think this is something I could do today, even potentially in one stream right now. I'd be down for overhauling, but you should probably make 1 FSM per reaction. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kind of like this. That's what, you know, when I say overhaul, I do just mean kind of like combined the 2 systems, the one I'm currently using and the one I used to use, because that's what's here. You know, I have all these global events. You go to chase, and then it just runs this FSM. I have a chase FSM here. See, this is its whole FSM, just dedicated to chasing the player. So it'd be combining. I think I am. I feel like I'm just gonna do this really quick. Really quick, he said. All right, should we make some bets? Who wants to place some bets on whether or not this ends up being a really quick thing, or if I end up banging my head against the wall and being like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Bets are on. I'm putting 5 fake dollars on I can do this before lunch. It's 3 right now. I'm gonna have lunch at 4. I could do this in an hour and 8 minutes. Hopefully sooner. Okay. So I think, oh, now I'm pumped. Average super games. What's the over under on the bet? Yeah. All right, here we go. I don't think I need this anymore. I do just need to clean the shit out, right? Sub FSM, stop FSMs. Just gonna clean it out. Don't need it. Initial check status. I don't think I need it. Don't think I need it. Start random avoidance. Yeah, that's fine. They need their random avoidance. I feel like I could do like maybe make this the start state, and then also this fucking music needs to get changed. I feel like I'm like in a 90s montage right now where it's like, all right, yeah, I'm really working on it. Like I'm gonna get like oil on my forehead. I'm gonna be wearing overalls with a wrench, but I'm just overhauling my NPC system instead of working on a car, you know? Alright, that's enough of that. Please be something better. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Well, time to make some drinks. Yeah. I do gotta do a totally shwasted game jam one day. Oh, that's a good one! The shwasted game jam, where you take all the substances, you become totally altered state of mind, and you spend 48 hours trying to build a functioning game while completely under the influence of whatever. The shwasted game jam. It's a good one. Start here. Actually, this will be kind of like get variables. And we'll send it down to here. Random avoidance. And then this will be like, I guess like begin behavior tree. Probably put it, excuse me, like up here. I really did like this system too. Like it's so clean. I was just experimenting with all that behavior tree shit. Like this is essentially what like needs to be done. It's the best of both worlds what I'm doing right now, you know? It took me this long to kind of like really figure out why I can't lean too far in one direction or the other. But having a little bit of both of these systems is great. Okay, so once it behaves, begin behavior tree. I think that just could be an empty state. It doesn't even need to do anything because I think I'm actually just going to be sending events. I don't need any of these enum switches. This enum changed. Or do I? I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to pretend like I don't. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that should be how it works. I mean, fucking A, to be honest, I might not even need to fuck with this. I think I can just go in, right, from like here. Like, let's do a test with Scared. Since Scared is already set up, what I could do is make a new FSM. Look at all these fucking FSMs. I just gotta have all of them open just to look at them, just to appreciate all that shit. So I'll have Playmaker FSM. We'll call this one Scared. And I'm gonna copy this. And edit it. Paste. And then set as start. Delete that. Delete this global transition. All right, so that's scared. Does it rely on any outside variables? Okay, just use owner, right? Run, find closest, okay. Get position. Owner, this NP's, okay, right? Random float, float add, set this vector 3, nav mesh sample position, great. In route, okay, that's great. Run speed is set. Oh, you know what? That's fine. Remaining distance, okay. Cower. Okay, great. I think this should work. So you can go to civb routine, and we can get all this. We could delete it, and then this, delete transition. This will have a, I mean, it doesn't even need to do that. It could just stop here. I can just delete that entirely, get rid of this, and have a start FSM, not a run FSM. So I'm gonna deactivate it by default, drag it in here, activate game object, okay, stop on exit state. Right, that's what we want. Okay, so we should still be able to spawn civb and spook the civb. And yeah, let me just check. Yeah, because they don't, there's no bool thing. Yeah, I think that's good. I think it works. I think it'll work. Let's try it out. Let's see. Really not enjoying the current soundtrack. Sure. Also just saw that I'm in from Rusty Chicken. I've been so stone cold fucking sober for like over a year or two now. I've had like a couple of drinks here and there, but like sobriety, man, that's a trip. Sobriety is a fucking trip. Okay, in the scene, I have a NPC testing spawner. So I'm gonna create one more. It's literally just each of these states represents an NPC it will spawn. And so this one's no different, except the behavioral attributes. This one, I'm gonna spawn a, oops, civb. So now it'll spawn a civb, and the place I want to spawn it though, it's somewhere here. Let's spawn them. Let's see, where are the Paris spawners? Spawn points, civilian spawn points. Where's this one at? Right there? Okay, so our NPC is gonna spawn right there. All right. Let's just run it then. It should be that we can spook that NPC and then the NPC should be able to go back to what they're doing, right, after a certain amount of time. Or what is, hold on, I should double check that shit. Well, I think it'll just run anyhow, right? So let's see, player warp 2. Oh, I forgot my gun. Okay, got it. Ooh, that's funny. If I warp, the overlay stays on. Okay, so the NPC seems fine until, boom, sees me. Okay, it's scared, right? And I think that's just how it. There's nothing that unscares NPCs yet, so that works just fine. But I think my main concern is like, how do you get them to go and not, let's see. You know who it be? Oh shit, look, it's Tyrone. What's good, man? How's it going today? I'm just sprucing up the old AI, you know? Just giving it a sprucing up. Okay, gonna work on my project, but have you playing in the headphones, so if you need help, just holler and I could tab back to you. Hey, dope, yeah. Get her done, get her done. Get to it. I'll literally holler. I'm gonna break everybody's speakers and headphones, and I'm just gonna, you know. Sorry if that was like super loud. I'm so sorry. Civ B routine, okay. It goes to scared, right? Let's take a look at scared really quick. Cower, wait till clear. A good test for this would be like, I could put like a wait in here, and we'll make them wait like 5 seconds, and then the finished event will be next, and it'll take you here, which will be a let's see, check if scared. So we have to set the bool to false. Oh shit, there's kind of a reason, because how there's no like get FSM. Like, but there's no way to identify which FSM. FSM array add, get FSM array, finish FSM. This soundtrack is driving me insane. All right, I'm going back to jazz, y'all, because it's just too much. Or what about 1960s pop? Anything good in here? Yeah, I think this is good stuff. Cool. That'll work. The big T, can't complain. Did the escape room thing this morning. Got out there 46 seconds before the hour was over. Shit was insane. Felt like I was on Minute to Win It. Nice. That sounds so rad. I've never done an escape room yet. Let me know. Let me throw the auto like in there as well. Nice. Yeah, never done an escape room. I am interested. I'm very interested. I get a little nervous around the idea of the spooky ones, but... Alright, so the current problem is that if I have this scared FSM, then it shouldn't... Oh, man. Yeah, I guess I can't have it do that. I think I need to put that in the actual yeah, it would need to be in here. It would actually need to be in the Civ B routine, which kind of, I feel like, defeats the purpose a little bit. Yeah, because there needs to be, I think people call it bulletin boards. There needs to be a sort of universal place that these variables are shared. Oh yeah, NPC conditions. I'm so fucking dumb. I did have that set up. Oh my god. Okay, great. So what I would do is I'll just have one for guys. You're witnessing this is embarrassing. So NPC conditions has intruder. I just need to add that one. Or someone intruding, right? I'm gonna change that variable to has intruder. Has intruder. And new variable has intruder. Great. Now in NPC conditions, variables, I need a new bool. Has intruder. Whew. Okay, awesome. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. All right, here we go. B. Perfect. Okay, so now it actually does update that. And now, so in my scared one, I can have it do that thing. So I'll have it wait again, right? It'll wait 5 seconds. It'll give me next. Okay. Oops. Send that. And then when it gets to this new state, we'll have an set FSM bool. And it'll be conditions, and it'll be has intruder. Or no, I'm sorry. Is scared, because we're doing the scared tests first, right? And it's going to set the value as false. So the last sort of problem, though, is this check again send event. It's still something like do activity. I don't know what tells it to do the check again thing. Let's see, the vision, maybe scared. NPC fear, not scared. Game object, NPC type, FSM name. Oh, that's fucking clever, I guess. Guys, I seriously forget like the way I program my shit. Set FSM bool is scared. NPC condition, send event by name, the game object FSM, use owner, NPC FSM name. So I think it's like variable name, FSM name, behavioral attributes. Oh! Jesus Christ. That's how it talks to the other things. That's great. Sorry, guys. I totally went into my head for a little bit there. But essentially what's happening is like, when I have this behavioral attributes thing, right? So this NPC prefab is like, have you ever seen that movie The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Where it's like, you have all these like blank template clones where they're just kind of like a like neutral state person, you know, they haven't become anybody yet, and then you inject them with, you know, whatever mad science shit that they do, and they go like, oh, we're making a clone of this person, so take that blank template and just turn it into so and so, right? They get like a piece of hair or whatever and like go take that DNA. Now this person will be finalized as Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever. That's kind of like what this is like I have these blank template NPCs, but at the start they have this thing, this FSM, the behavioral attributes FSM, which has this enumerator switch, and all these enumerators are the types of NPC it can be. So it's like agents, moles, mole hunters, source, civilian A, civilian B, and mailman. And essentially what that does is like, I just set what that switch is, right? I just tell which type of NPC I want to spawn into the world. And then it'll send to one of these things. So for civilian B, if I tell it I want it to be a civilian B, it goes here. And when it's here, or let's see, or here we go, for source. Like if you tell it to go to source, then it sets this string value. It's like, okay, you want this NPC to be a source type, then it sets the string value called source signal routines. And what that is the name of the FSM that dictates all of that NPC's type's behavior. So the mailman, that has the mailman routine FSM. I could have streamlined it a little bit more by just calling it like just having a template called mailman, or just one having it called source and stuff like that. But it just helps to name things like more precisely for me. So that's what this is for, is like it's setting this string type to tell you what the name of that FSM is. So like, for example, we're doing one for civilian Bs right now. I need to copy this and put it in the civilian B one. And this one, the civilian B one, is called, let's see, civilian B dash routine. So I'll copy that, paste it in here. And so now, for stuff like NPC fear, this is an FSM that manages whether or not the NPC is afraid or not, right? So what it does is at the beginning of, like when this FSM launches, it gets the FSM string from behavioral attributes, the NPC type FSM name. So it tells me. So right here, this will give me the FSM name that I just copied and pasted, that civ b dash routine thing. And that way, when it goes to either of these scared or not scared thing, it knows which FSM to make that switch for. So like this send event name by name thing, it's telling the FSM to check again. It knows which one to tell check again. If any of that fucking makes sense. But yeah, it's just a way to keep track of kind of like, it's a way to put many different types of NPCs in one prefab, but also kind of like letting them all have their own very specific ways of behaving, but they could just kind of use shared attributes. So this is a way of like just letting the master FSMs, the shared ones, it's letting them know which FSM specifically they need to be sort of like reporting back to, like the main ones, and the ones that are basically just specific to that NPC type. So that helps. Now that I saw this, because I was like, how the fuck do they talk to it again? This is how. So I'm gonna want one of these, get FSM string, and I'm gonna want a send event by name that's gonna use that get FSM string. So I'm putting that in scared. Yeah. So we'll do get FSM string, and we're gonna do send event, right? Send event by name. So get FSM string goes at the top, and it's gonna use owner. It's gonna get NPC conditions, I believe it is. Or no, behavior attributes. NPC type, FSM name, great. Copy that. New variable, same thing. And then the set FSM bool, it's not gonna be that one. Or yeah, it is gonna be owner. but the FSM name is, or yeah, that's right. But then the send event, game object FSM, FSM name, boom, right there. And then we want that check again. Great. So let's try that out. Let's give that a test. So basically we should be able to scare them. And then they'll go, let's see. I'm gonna make it so no matter which of their options they choose, they go here. Just for testing purposes. Marusho. Hello, Marusho. You know, Marusho, I always look at your name and think like there's 20 more O's than there actually is on that. And I like to just really enunciate the Marusho. You're here just in time to see if my shit doesn't totally break. Here we go. Should be able to spook them. Wait 5 seconds. And then they won't be scared anymore and they'll go back to what they're doing. Here we go. It's a little chilly today. It's a wee bit chilly today. Is the sun picking up? No, it's still gloomy as fuck outside. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get my gun. Player warp 2. And then it's gonna be over there. All right, you're just walking, right? You're just fucking walking. Then I'm gonna spook you. And they run. Wait, where are you running? Okay, cowering, right? And then, boom! It fucking works. They're going back to what they're doing. Great. And that is how you make shared sort of universal behaviors amidst very, very specific and unique types of NPCs. Scared you again, right? And in 5 seconds, he's just gonna get back up and go back to what he was doing. Perfect. And now you should be able to do that with any of them, actually. That is super dope. I am happy. See, what time is it? It's kind of 3:20. I'm making good time. I would basically say that is that's ready to go. I do have to fill it out, but that's essentially the system reworked. I've essentially overhauled my shit. Now I just gotta fill things in, because I didn't have that many things to begin with, really, and all of it's like just copy and paste work. So let's open up this NPC. We got that. We'll change scared. We'll actually set it back to this. So it'll despawn, yeah. And then when they cower, I will actually keep that so they're not scared forever. We'll set it to like 25. Or no. No, it shouldn't be like that. There needs to be some other condition. So delete transition. I'll keep this here just in case. No longer scared. I win my imaginary $5. I would say that counts. I've watched the new Playmaker tutorials. Those are pretty good. Hey, Zoli, what's up? I'm glad you got something out, or I hope you got something out of them. They're pretty good, thanks. Yeah, we got some interesting stuff lined up for y'all from the Playmaker team. Got to keep my lips tight about it though. Some non-tutorial stuff. That's all I should say. Okay. So I'm looking to civ B, and we're gonna do an intruder routine now. Great. So this intruder one, it'll have a start FSM. And so now, I actually really enjoy this process, making these micro behaviors, just making a new FSM. Has intruder. Like, it's fun. I like this. And I'll drag this in here. Great. Open it up. All right, so what do we do when you have an intruder? When you have an intruder, first you're like, hey, get the fuck out of here. First you're yelling and shit. And so I think it should be in stages. It should be like, you're yelling, the NPC's like yelling at you, saying like, hey, so they kind of just stand still. And they go, ah. Or should they just start chasing you? I think they should confront you, maybe. So they run up to you. When they catch you intruding, they run up to you and they just stop. And they start gesturing like all angry and stuff. And they just do that, waiting for you to leave. So they're so when they're in that state, they're waiting for the is intruding bool to be flipped to false. So if it is set to false, they stop waving their hands around. They stop being all angry. And they go back to whatever they're doing. But if it doesn't get set to false and you just stay there, even though they're still pissed and telling you to get out, what happens? Because isn't that kind of scary? If you had a home invader, wouldn't you just like run or like hide, or wouldn't you start? You should fight them. You fight them, I think. Right? I think. Let's see. I had this other thing set up. I think it might have been an NPC status. I kind of had. Let's see. Source routine, wander, chase, searching, inspecting. I could have swore I had something set up where it was like what to do if they. Nice one. Steven, have you looked at the game The Falconer yet? No. What is that? Let me just take a quick look. The Falconer. No, I have not. I don't think I've even heard of this. This looks pretty wild, though. I'm going to keep this tab open. Huh. A solo dev released it. Nice. Have you played it? Let's see. I have this game. I've been playing VR. I've been getting back into VR again, just because I need exercise. So I've been doing Beat Saber every morning, and it reminded me about that one. I think it's called Eagles Flight game. I have it, and I used to play it at they have like an IMAX VR place in a few cities away from me, but I have it, and I still haven't played it since I bought it. But I remember really liking it the few times I did play it at those like VR places. The demo I did. And is it good? Is it fun? Because it looks kind of wild. Like, I saw very tranquil photos in the image search right now. I'm gonna look into it more later, but like, it just looks pretty dope. It's got a good look. Caught target, fight, capture. Yeah, so I think I am gonna do this. Where is it? Has intruder. So let's kind of just beat this out in a few different states. You have yelling. Then you have like confront, and then you have fight. I think, yeah, basically they shouldn't be scared until you're hostile anyway, right? So that's okay. We only need to put yelling, confront, and fight in here. So it's weird because having an intruder is kind of like having a sub I guess that's why they call them behavior trees, right? It's like, how deep does that go? Like how, because that can also go into a loop where it's like, they have an intruder, they're here, they get sent to this, right? The yelling, confront, and fight. Yeah, I think, yeah, I think this thing would send off to a separate FSM, right? So this would have a start FSM that would send to the fight FSM. Is that too many layers removed? Is that going to cause problems somehow? It's really good looking. Controls are sort of touchy, but the game overall is win. $40 on all platforms. That's kind of wild. A $40 indie title. But you're right. It does look. It is good looking. There's just because the graphics vaguely kind of gave me Breath of the Wild vibes. Just taking a glance at it. What is that game that everybody's playing? That's basically a Breath of the Wild knockoff, except it's like, I think it's like online multiplayer. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild if it was online multiplayer. My friend just started playing it. They also have some controversy about monitoring people's data. Genshin Impact? I think that sounds right. I think that's right. It's basically Breath of the Wild clone. The oceans and storms are actually breathtaking. Breath of the Wild, but with waifus. Right. The oceans and storms are actually breathtaking from Falconer. Okay, so I think I'm gonna skip this, right? Cool. All right, so yelling. I think it's in this order: confront, yelling, fight. This is how things escalate. You confront them, you yell at them, and then you fight them. So it's like after a long enough time, they... Oh. See, but that's weird because like if a player attacks an NPC, they should be afraid of the player. More often than not. Fuck, I hate that condition more often than not. Let's look at the Civ B routine. So it's like, check if they're scared, and then if it's true, it's like I have to add a sub thing there that says like, okay, they're scared, but are they in the middle of a fight? No, that can't be the logic. Like, okay, do you see the problem there where it's like, if NPCs get scared when you fight them, if you attack them, then they're gonna run away, right? And you do want that. You want it so if you ever go up to somebody on the street and you punch them, then they just run away. Like, again, more often than not. But then, if you're in somebody's home and you're intruding, they're not scared yet, but they are going to confront you. And if they end up in a fight with you, and if they initiate the fight, then it would be weird if they initiated the fight but got scared the moment the fight started. You know? So there has to be a way where it's like, you basically have that separate condition where it's like, yeah, but did you start the fight? You know? Or are you fighting? Right? Does that make sense? And is that too, like, complex? Is that... I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the video gamey simplified version of that? Maybe they don't fight you. I'll leave fight in here, right, as an option to do one day. But we're going to have it so basically it just, let's call it get variables. It just starts with the confrontation shit. So I'll have it go over here. So it's like go, or oh, it needs to like, yeah, go to player, and then so it needs to get where the player is, right? Set destination. And it also needs to have a get position. And we'll call this set set destination. Okay, and this will go next. I think the Falconer is $29.99 on Steam, but Xbox PS4 is $40. That's dope when you could upsell your shit because you're selling it on a console. Oh man. Getting questions today about like the price of my game, I was just like, oh shit, I do have to think about that shit more, don't I? I do try to avoid thinking about it just so I can keep working, but it is, I know I'm gonna have to start making more heavily considered and strategic decisions once it gets into a playable build, right? Adonis, hey, what's up, man? What is up, Adonis? How's it going? Glad you could make it. I'm over here just beefing up the AI system. I kind of give it a little revamp, a little sprucing up, and now I'm adding in this behavior so NPCs react to you if you're intruding in their space that you should not be intruding in. Set destination. Okay, when the path pending, right? And then agent is stopped. Oh no, set agent is stopped. Okay, and then it's going, and then you do get remaining distance and a float compare. Let's see, in route. Okay, and then if it's equal or less than, right, and both of these are every frame, goes next. And when they're en route, that's actually this thing. That's when they go to this part. Let's see, yelling. So now they're yelling at you. Let's see. Yelling is just an animator play. And a set agent is stopped. So they are stopped. And then we'll make them yell at you. I don't know what the animation is yet. There has to be some repercussions to intruding though, because if they're just yelling at you, then that's just a cosmetic thing. Like, who cares, right? Their yelling has to do something. Maybe it's like getting the attention of people. What could be funny is if it's just that they're shouting, right? If I have audio recordings of an NPC going, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here! What the fuck are you doing in my house?" You know, just screaming and screaming and screaming. And then you play that and you make it so the distance that it can be heard is, you know, maybe a little bit bigger than usual. That means if there's like another player around or somebody who's looking for you and they hear that, they're gonna know it's you. You're fucking intruding, you know. That could be kind of funny. That could be, you know, because I try as much as I can to consider the sort of like, I want to say like soft skill repercussions, you know, like what are the sort of like how can I make the design the repercussion, not necessarily the coding or programming of it. Oh yeah, it'd be really cool if someone finds you from an NPC yelling, right? Wouldn't that be rad? Because that's such a telltale sign. It's like, okay, well, I know none of the NPCs are like intruding and shit like that. You could make it like that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make NPCs intrude. So it would be so that like, yeah, they're like that. It has to be a player, and that would be fucking cool. That's one. I'll put that on the table, right? So I'll put in like a master audio play sound. I'm gonna check that off though. I'm not gonna do, because I don't want to rely on that. I think it's a good thing, but I want to add something else. Some other type of repercussion. Right, because it's the same deal where have you all seen that clip? There's a YouTube video of somebody playing some game. I forgot what it was. I think it's like that Detroit Human or something like that. It's one of, I want to say it's that game. I might be wrong, but in it, there's like somebody on a bed in some lab thing, and they start having a seizure, and then like the like doctor or like the scientist or whatever, like, hey, I need your help, come help me. And like this person uploaded a video of them playing through that part of the game, and in the game you're supposed to go over and like, you know, interact and help the scientist, and all you do is, you know, you press A and it helps them, right? Press A to help or whatever, and then it plays the animation of the player like holding down the person having the seizure, and then the scientist injects them and they calm down or whatever. But the way this person played it, it's that they're having a seizure and the doctor is just looping because the player is not playing ball. You know, the player is not role playing. So you essentially have this scientist going, hey, come help me. Hurry up. Grab the needle. I don't know if he's going to make it. And, you know, that just keeps looping over and over and over again. And this guy's like having a seizure, and it's like, that would be infinite. If the player decided to just sit there, they could watch this person seizing, and then they walk around and they go to all the other scientists in the room, and it's like these NPCs that are like moving shit around on the screen, Minority Report style, and they're just like not doing anything. You know, it's just busy work. It's just total bullshit. And it's fine, NPCs need to do busy work, but it's just like, it's illusion shattering like crazy, because the game literally waits for you and lets this NPC have a seizure indefinitely until you help. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you avoid that? Because you could basically go, I don't want it to be that you can go into a house, an NPC starts yelling at you like, get out, get out, get out, and then that's it. You know, like, you could just stay there all night, and like the sun will fucking rise and fall, and this NPC will just keep yelling at you. Call the police or something would be cool. Right. So that's the thing, is like, we were talking about that last time, is like calling the police. That seems to be the answer. That seems to be the answer to like everything. It seems like it's come up enough, because it wasn't those only 2 times. There's been other situations where I'm like, oh, I think like the cops would show up. So maybe it's about time. Maybe today what I'll do is I'll program this intruder thing, and I'll decide whether or not I want to program the disguise part or the police part. Okay. Gotta focus. 15 more minutes. 18 more minutes. I'm sorry. 18 more minutes, get in some really good work, and then I'm gonna make lunch, and then I'm gonna come back and get back to it. I think that's a good idea. Call the police or something, because I'm gonna have to do police for those other things eventually anyway. Fuck it, that is a curveball. That is a scope creepy kind of thing that I actually never considered until like the last month or so. That's definitely the closest. I would basically categorize that as on the verge of scope creep. The whole calling the police thing. I'm gonna try really not to let too many of those things get out of hand. I've been pretty good about kind of calling my limits on things. But I just think the police thing will solve so many problems. I think having the police will prevent more scope creep. Okay. So yelling, and then yeah, call the police. Let's see. Call police. Okay, so they're yelling at you. That plays an animation. May as well do that, right? Let's just get the animations out. I think I have this animation. That seems good. Excuse me. What is this NPC's type of animator? Basic NPC. And they have a get out animation. Cool. And that needs to loop. Okay. Here, state name, get out. And then I have a wait here. Let's do a random wait. Minimum. Yelling minimum of 10 seconds. No. 5 seconds. Maximum 15 seconds. So they'll at least yell at you for 5 seconds, but no longer than 15. And then next, take you to call the police. And I don't know what that means yet, but I imagine it's gonna be like a set destination. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this in a comment. So it's like set destination as phone, as nearest phone. And or no, you know what? Check distance between, or compare distances between personal phone and public phones. Do this later, but for now, just do get personal phone vector 3, go to personal phone, play phone call animation, and then activate police routine, whatever that means. Figure that out later too. All right. Yeah, because later on it's like I don't want them, if I just tag things as phone and then I have them get the nearest one, they might like run next door into the other person's apartment and like get their phone, and that's just weird. So like I'm gonna have to give them a personal phone that's always in that NPC's sort of like, there's a variable that will always tell an NPC which phone like belongs to them if they have a phone that belongs to them, and then they'll always just compare the distance between their personal phone and a list of public phones that I'll put that are more just like available for the NPC to kind of pick whichever, because that means it could just go out into the world and like go to any number of those. Yeah, I think that's good. Make the NPC try to fight you or pull out a weapon. Yeah, so I have the fight state here, and I'm considering it, but right now I'm gonna keep it to yelling and calling the police. Because I have a feeling that what it would end up being is like in the actual civilian routine, it's like you have the check for intruder, and then it's like if they have an intruder, here in this behavior tree, this is where we would tell it you either fight or you do the intruder routine. Okay, so that's set up. I guess we could check that out, right? I guess let me just make sure that's all good and we can give that a test. So it's gonna want to get the destination. I think it's gonna want to get FSM game object. And the game object, I think it's in. Let's check NPC field of view. NPC status is what has the player of interest. Okay. So it's in the NPC status. Variable name. Player of interest. Store value. Player of interest. Get position. Player of interest. Vector 3, new variable. Destination underscore v3. And then set destination as destination v3. When it's done, it's en route. Okay. Get agent remaining distance, store results, new variable, remaining distance. Okay, float compare, comparing the remaining distance to 2. We'll make it 2. And when it's equal or less than, it goes into the yelling thing where it'll make the agent stop. And then, oh, you know what this en route needs? Animator play. And it needs, I think it's like, is it just walk 1? Walk 1. Okay. Yowling plays that. Cool. Cool. Let's try it. Has intruder, or let me just double check this. Civilian B. Okay, checks if they have an intruder. And what tells them if they have an intruder again? Npc Vision. That's right. Oh, by the way, I took your advice and I'm currently working on a platformer for a 72-hour game jam. Awesome! Fucking awesome. Very cool. You gotta let us know how it goes when you're done. Keep us posted. Hop in that Discord and I have a dev work in progress feedback section under the video games category. If you want, you could post some shit in there about what you're working on. Give us that itch.io link when it's all done. I'm gonna monitor this. Let's see, get variables, can see player, reason for concern. Ah, this is, okay, get FSM bool, player of interest. This makes more sense to me. Get FSM bool. Shit. Shit. I think I do have to make... Let's see. I have to make something that's constantly checking if the player is intruding. Npc Vision. It might be it, right? Player not in view. And if it can see the player, then go here. And then... Okay, that makes sense, right? It is alerted. I'm gonna remove that action. I'm gonna get rid of this as an action sequence. I don't know why I had it before. Okay, get player status, player of interest. It gets whether or not the player is intruding, and it does a bool test where it's like if the player is intruding, then what? It just goes to next. That's dumb. I don't really have that much coding experience, so I'm learning as I go, and it's been fun so far. That's very fucking cool. I'm low-key a tiny bit jealous because like, I mean, I have a blast making this game, right? Like it's great, but I do find myself often fantasizing about like joining a game jam, or just like working on like, I just want to like, start a new little project, you know, just, that'd be cool if I just did this tiny little, have an idea for a tiny little project. It's never fucking tiny. It's never tiny. So I always have to stop myself. I'm like, no, I'll join a game jam if I really have that itch. But then again, it's like, if you've seen my devlog, that meme that I put in of it's like that Key and Peele sketch where, you know, he has the marbles and he wants to put all the marbles in his mouth while he's at this job interview, and like that guy's like talking, and that's me, you know. I'm constantly tempted by game jams, but I know I have to like focus. Yeah. Okay, so if the player's in view, I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna delete this state. I think I'm gonna delete it, or at least I'm gonna change it. Player not in view, and then I'm just gonna call this player in view, or like, yeah, player in view. What is it gonna do? Oh. This bool test, these are fucking events. Oh my god, duh. Okay. That does make sense. Never mind. So player in view. If player's intruding, it goes to player intruding. Okay. Oh my god, guys. I'm gonna benefit greatly from eating in 4 minutes. My performance will return to its optimal. I'll just have optimal performance once I eat. Rusty Chicken says, dude, I told you anytime you want to build a little project, I got you, bro. I'm reading at a third grade. Wait, it says, I'm reading at a third grade level, and when I see other people reading for fun, it gets me mad. Yeah! That is so good. I love that shit. I'm reading at a third grade level, so when I see other people reading for fun, it gets me mad. And then he turns around and like, yeah, because that's cool. Dude, man, it's crazy. The fucking, the negativity on the internet is insane. It's insane. It's like funny sometimes because it's like, it's sad. It's also sad because it's like, damn, these people are outcasts as fuck. And being an outcast isn't fun. You can revel in that shit for sure, but the way they're outcasts is like, it's like suffering, and that's why they're assholes. But it's also, it could be really funny that way too. Okay, so it checks these things, yeah, and I guess if I am intruding, then you want to get taken to players intruding. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Oops. And I don't need to do this player is hostile one anymore. Because... Or actually, should I keep it there? I think I will keep it there. Trying to think. Because if they're running, they're in the behavior tree for scared. And would it go in there? I'll delete that for now, and I'll consider putting it back in later. Okay. Holy shit, man. How did they build a game like GTA? That's what's always in my mind, is like GTA is like, oh my god, that's so insane how that game functions at all. Okay, I'm gonna put this a little closer. Player in view. Great, and then if they're intruding, oh, that's my alarm. I do want to press play once before I start my little break for lunch. Bull test. Do I really need this NPC Vision thing? I think I do, right? Because what am I trying to do? It's like, check for intruder. How does it know if it has an intruder? If they can see the player and the player is intruding. Oh, I guess maybe... I can tell NPC conditions, NPC Vision. So if player's intruding, see, this is like a behavior tree right here. I can't have that shit. That's fucking conflicting. So chase player out, lost sight of player. Alright, what if I just delete this transition? Just in case. Okay, so player's intruding, right? And then you have a set FSM bool for NPC conditions. And the variable name has intruder gets set, right? And then I guess yeah, it'll have this. So if you can't see the player anymore, it'll go to false. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, the FOV is sending that information to NPC Vision. I'm gonna NPC Vision gets let's see. NPC-FOV sends variable here. Okay. So this bool test. Keyboard commandos, 300 people in 5 years. Wait, keyboard commandos, 300 people. Oh yeah, right. Keyboard commandos. That's too like empowering of a name for them. So if it's false, it's not, I don't want it to be, so it's false. You have it go to give up. There we go. Okay. So if they can't see the player anymore, it goes back to give up. I wish there was a reset on exit thing here. Oh, I guess there shouldn't be, right? It should probably be something else. That's right. Okay. Fucking wow. Jesus Christ. Creating AI. What a mind fuck. Alright, so it's setting NPC conditions that has intruder, right? CivB routine, if it has an intruder, the intruder routine, CivB routine, get variables, right? Yep, checks that. Oh shit. Oh shit, okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Okay. So the same way that NPC fear, if any of these states changes, it has this send event by name with this whole, get string thing. I need to put that in there. Cool. So from behavioral attributes and send event by name, I'm just gonna copy and paste this one. Npc Vision. There we go. Cool. And then at the start, get variables. We'll do that get FSM string again. Oh, I'm starting to finally find the pattern of how to design these behaviors. That's cool. FSM name, behavioral attributes, NPC type. Okay, cool. Nice. There we go. Brilliant. I think that makes sense now. Yeah. And then this also should go in there in this player not in view. So when it's not, when it gets sent back here to give up, it checks again. Delete this state label. Fuck yeah, this is making hella sense. Adonis says, I have all the mechanics for my game down, but I don't know how to incorporate the theme of the game jam right now, so I'm stalling. Yeah. What's the theme of the game jam? I think I'm gonna press run. I think I'm gonna try to run this shit. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna check the player one really quick. I'm just gonna check out the player intruding things. Vanishing point, squeeze block, player status, interact. Okay. Variables is intruding. So do intrusion zones set that for me? I think maybe they do. Oh my fucking god, I forgot about all this crazy shit. This is insanity. I forgot that even these intrusion zones are all like complicated. That's not complicated. Let's see. NPCs built, right? Get FSM bool, game manager, all agents created. Bool test. Okay, just checking if everything's done. And then intruding or not. Zone trigger is intruding. Does this have multiple FSMs? Oh my god. That's crazy. Intrusion zone. Zone trigger check. Not intruding. Trigger events when the player comes in. That's intruding. Okay, great. Okay. And if they are intruding. So if the look how insane this is. Look what insanity this is right here. If the player's intruding, that means they're in these little intrusion zones, just a collider thing. Then in this intruding state, it says array list get next. And it gets all the, oh my god, it gets all the NPCs who should be concerned about that specific zone. Because NPCs, like everybody who works at a certain place, like, there's really not much work ahead of me. I think I'm gonna take my hour break. Might even be shorter than an hour, to be honest. I feel like I'm gonna eat and come running back over here. What does it say? Run. You don't. Oh, your theme is run. Character can only run. What Unity version are you using on this? So y'all should definitely hop into the dev work in progress feedback text chat on the Discord, because I'm gonna end this stream right now. I'll hop back in after I'm done eating lunch. Shouldn't be too long. Probably take half hour, 45 minutes or so. But yeah, I'm gonna hop back on a little bit so you can carry on this conversation in the Discord. I'll catch you guys in a minute. Peace.